Hey YouTube, just starting Big 623 here. First of all, I want to apologize for not giving you guys the history of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG videos. I haven't been able to get those going because, for one, I haven't talked to Julia yet, but also my friend that was going to help me do it has a bi-term college class, so he hasn't had any spare time pretty much, and because it's online, it's so much work for him. So it wouldn't matter if I had got a hold of Julia. But I haven't really been trying too hard to get a hold of Julia, but I did find out at the Louisville Regional that I can join the judge program and I can get a hold of her through that. So I'm going to start working on getting a hold of her really soon and trying to get some information out of her, because I need to know either way whether she can help me or not, so I can really start researching all I can. And I know I said I was going to give you guys some interview videos right after the Louisville Regional, but I couldn't get the videos off my camera because it was messing up, but I figured out how to fix that and get the videos off my camera, so now I can show you those videos. I'm going to show you my video for the response after the rest of them. I just asked people how long they've been playing, if they've ever quit, what their favorite format was, and how they think the game has progressed since it first started. Some of them are kind of bad. Like the first one I'm going to show is probably not the best, but I started gaining confidence and asking some other questions and trying to spur people on. So here they are. How long have you been playing this game?
Since 7th grade, and I graduated 5 years ago from high school.
So pretty much since it first came out?
Pretty much.
Alright, what was your favorite format?
Summer of '08.
And have you ever quit the game?
Nope. Sadly.
What do you think about how the game's progressed since you first started playing up till now?
Well, it's definitely gotten more complicated, like the evolution from when it first started. There was 1900 beaters, and then it went to monarchs, and then it went to synchros, and then it went to exceeds, and it went to buy me dinner first.
What the hell?
And it got more complicated, but yet they still release broken cards, and you can tell that they don't have an R&D department. Either if they do, it's just
I don't think that can be on camera.
they don't care at all. Because why would you release cards like Blacklist or Soldier from then, and then now cards like Rescue Rabbit with Logia out and Formula Synchron, stuff like that. So that stuff's broken, and they don't pay attention to it at all.
So do you think UDE handled this better than Konami has?
Definitely. But at the same time, it's Konami releasing the cards, and they haven't got their act together ever, but they put packs in stores and cards in their kids, so what do we say about it? We're just the competitive players.
And that is John Doyle, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, how long have you been playing?
Since the very beginning.
Have you ever quit the game?
No.
Alright, what was your favorite format?
The beginning. The very
First
beginning.
formats?
Yeah.
With all the broken cards, Regeki, and...
Where you can use 3 of each card. Like 3 of each to go the Monster Reborn, change of hearts.
Broken stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you think about how the game's progressed since the very beginning?
It has its ups and downs.
So, do you like the synchro mechanic and all that stuff?
Some.
But you'd rather have it back like the way it was?
Yeah.
Alright, Joseph Fisher. How long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably about 10 years, actually. Probably right when it started around. Maybe Magic Cylinder and Metal Raiders.
Magic Cylinder.
I mean Magic Ruler.
Magic Ruler, yeah.
Magic Ruler.
There you go.
Metal Raiders, yeah.
Alright, so, have you ever quit the game?
I've took breaks. I haven't really quit. I've always had my cards. I said I was gonna throw them away, but I never did. So I've never really actually got rid of them. There'll be times at school, and I just put them up, but they were always there.
And what was your favorite format?
For the longest time, it used to be Gold Control. I like that format a lot, the 1,000 hour strip and all that stuff. But I almost really like the last format. It's probably because the deck I was playing, it took advantage of the high synchro and everybody was doing. I played Nordics, and usually when people did third samurais, I could gold packs into something else and instantly blow them up, and they didn't have any way to come back, and it was like fun, and they'd be really pissed off.
So it's fun because you can play Nordics.
But I mean, if you're playing anything else, it wasn't good. I'd probably prefer Gold Control. I like the light and darkness and the metamorphosis and personalities.
So, what do you think about how the game's progressed since it first started up till now?
I think the game has become almost entirely special summon oriented, and there's a major power creep in the way Konami wants to push new themes to replace old themes. Like for instance with Black Wings, they continuously beat them down because so many people keep playing them because of the solid deck type that they help create, because they want to make something even easier for people to play, so they make it more powerful, more easy for anybody to play without any like cost or skill level. You just someone's a derper, you know, and it's like I don't like the way the game's going with cards like Tour Guide and Rescue Rabbit, and then they don't have any they're just power cards. This whole format right now is like power cards, like Dark Hole, BLS, Rabbit, Dolphin, Falls, Lagia. It's just too much. They need to cut down a lot, like all these boss monsters that are floating around, all these unbalanced cards that should not be, that have no kind of cost at all. It's like, I'll continue to play till it dies, but I just think it's going for worse right now. But it might, maybe, I try to see the light in the tunnel. So.
Yet another guy hooked by Yu-Gi-Oh! That guy right there. I've quit. He should too. Dion Patterson. How long have you been playing?
Like 4 years.
So whatever year that is, that's how long he's been playing. Have you ever quit?
Yes.
Why?
Because this game sucks.
Why are you still playing now?
Because there's money involved now. If it was like Rabbit and Tour Guide that are worth like billions of dollars.
Billions. Did you hear that?
Not really billions of dollars, but I mean, if you have enough of them, possibly $1 billion.
So you're only playing for profit, more or less?
I guess. I mean, it's fun. Whenever you can beat someone with like this card. He's like, Rabbit.
So, do you have a favorite format?
Probably not this one. Any other one but this one and Lightsworn format.
I like the Lightsworn format. Not really.
Yeah, if you have like $1 billion, you buy the deck.
How do you think the game, what do you think about how the game's progressed?
I think it's pretty dumb. Like, no one needs Blacklist for Soldier. And give us the oil back, and Royal Oppression shouldn't be banned. Konami's just messing the game up.
So what do you think about the Exceeds? Because you first got in it with Synchros, and now we're to Exceeds.
Well, I first got it, I don't know, like Exceeds, they're not as bad, because they're like Synchros that take 2 monsters. But there's some that's more powerful than the Synchros. Like Solemn Judgment on legs.
I can do that for a really, really long time.
Shouldn't just play this game anymore, but
Heard it again. He wants to quit. We should all quit. Rebel against the machine. How long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Maybe a year or two, off and on.
But when did you first start playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
When the game first started, when I was
that's what I
about
thought.
13.
I knew you've been playing forever.
Yeah.
Alright. So why did you quit a year or two ago?
Money. Game, too expensive. Just too much money.
Until a year or two ago, whatever. So too expensive, gotcha. Alright, what was your favorite format?
Before the first banned list.
Cookie Cutter Chaos Control?
Oh yeah.
Why did you like that format?
It was just so much fun. Because you knew what you were going to do with your deck, and you knew you had to play for advantage. You knew you had to try to do something to take field control before your opponent did.
You knew you had to set Sang in and then Chaos Emperor Dragon and search Yada.
Yep.
You knew you had to do that. that.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think about how the game's progressed since, then to now?
Hate OTKs. I hate OTKs.
Wasn't Cookie Cutter Chaos Control about OTKs?
Not necessarily. Because your opponent would give up in one turn, but they could still sit there and say, your turn. You attack again for Yada, and you could, in theory, draw out your deck.
In theory.
Yeah, I did that once. I actually lost.
If you play second ever,
Nice. No. What do you think about synchros and exceeds?
Synchros are broken. Exceeds are starting to become broken. I actually had hopes for them.
So you played under UDE more than Konami, didn't you?
What?
Said you played under UDE more than Konami. Do you like UDE more?
I don't think so.
Because Konami's made it more affordable, I guess.
To some degree, yeah.
All right. Well, Brad Hawkins. How long have you been playing?
Since 05.
Have you ever flat out quit the game?
Never fully quit, just small hiatus.
Okay, what was your favorite format and why?
It was the format that was right after Go Control. It's the one format that Relinquish was still viable.
Because you like Blinky?
A little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
All right, how do you think the game has progressed since you started playing up till now?
They've done some good things with the game overall. I'm not a huge fan of the way they've gone about doing it, though. There's too many generic boss monsters at this current point in time. Like, every XYZ and Synchro that I see play is just entirely too generic. You're having turns that are going +4 swings, and I'm going to counter it with my +4 swing to see what happens in the end. It just doesn't seem like, because of that, it just makes it a lot better for Psyche players. There's not the thought that used to be where you worked for that +1 to get a smaller +1, one more +1, then be in a position to go for game. It's just kind of, when can I shenanigan all over the field and win? And sometimes you can stop it, sometimes you can't.
That's Daniel Morris. The true innovator of Demise OTK, as you will learn later. How long have you been playing this game?
Since it came out.
Have you ever quit?
Once, yeah.
Why'd you quit?
Pretty much almost cut my head off.
What does that have to do with Yu-Gi-Oh? You can still play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was lazy.
You're not now?
All right, what was your favorite format?
Cyberstein.
Why was that?
Pay 5,000 and go rawr.
He would attack into 4 back rows with his Cyber End Dragon and win.
Every time.
He's insane. All right. How do you think the game has progressed from when it first started?
Horribly, horribly, horribly. Now we can go one card, like Tour Guide or Rabbit, and just do a whole bunch of snagging stuff and win. And used to, you had to go one card Cyberstein and win. But at least you had to pay 5K.
So, like,
the badass.
what do you think of the synchros and exceeds since, I mean, you played a lot with
Right now they're trying to promote their exceeds, and they're making a lot of broke ones and throwing them out there really quick, and it's making a lot of decks go away from synchroing. I mean, it's okay, but I'd rather see more synchros in there still than more exceeds.
Alright. Shane Helm. How long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since 2002, its inception. I would call GameStop every day, actually, when I was like 11 years old, to find out if they had Yu-Gi-Oh cards yet, because I used to draw the cards myself with my friends in like the 5th grade, and because we watched the show and we thought it was the coolest thing ever.
So you're a geek, alright?
Yeah, I'm a geek, self-admitted.
So, you've quit the game now, right? Pretty much?
Pretty much. I used to be really into it like every weekend at a local, and right now I'm in college and there's just stuff going on, and I pretty much am just going to go to the regionals that I can get to, because I still do enjoy the game when I play it, but I don't really like the current formats and what they've been doing lately, so I don't go as hard as I used to.
What was your favorite format?
My favorite format of all time would have to be right after the March 2010 list came out, when they touched like 40 cards and put them on the list, and it was like quick draw format, but there was like so many different decks you could play that nothing was like so superior compared to everything else, and I just felt like that was a really, really good format because you had so many options and none of them were overpowered.
So how do you think the game has progressed since you first started playing to now?
I feel like the game has progressed. I'm not a big fan of all these synchros and exceeds and stuff. I prefer to go old school, but obviously I use synchros and exceeds because they're amazing. But I feel like they really, really need to calm down on the English exclusives, because it seems like just consistently there's an English exclusive that's special summoning some dumb stuff and just causing havoc on the secondary market for players to be able to play decks, and on the game itself just doing crazy stuff. So.
Alright guys, that's James Arnold. I've been playing this game since it first came out. I've actually got out of the game twice, but those times my mom bought all my cards back for me. So this last time I'm trying to get out of it now because I just hate it really bad. I won't be getting back into it unless my friends just let me borrow a bunch of cards. So, you know, and the first time I quit was actually right before the first ban list, I think, and then I got back into it after the ban list and quit again. I don't remember when the second time I quit was. But my favorite format, I really like Glad format in Teledad, but my favorite is probably Tomato Control format, you know, Tomato Box, because that's when I taught my first regional. I wasn't even very good then. It was in Louisville. I actually almost taught the first regional I ever went to, but that's a different story. And what do I think about how the game's progressed? I don't really think it's progressed. I think it's degressed, like a lot. And I understand that the first few sets had really broken cards in them, and then you get to Invasion of Chaos, and you know, they're like, it's time for a ban list. You know, that was smart of them. It really was. And then once the ban list hit, you know, it was actually the second ban list hit, because that's actually what made all the changes. You know, the game started getting better and better because of, you know, after every format, you know, the game would actually change a little bit, but it was still skillful. There wasn't like enormous plays you could make. You actually had to win over time. And cards got limited and restricted when they came out in sets. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Treeborn Frog and Pot of Avarice got limited, restricted, or something when they first came out. And I mean, those are the ones I can think of, but I don't know what happened to doing that. I kind of figured they would keep the tradition on when they brought out Phantom Darkness, but they didn't. And Phantom Darkness just introduced so much brokenness to the game, and it hasn't stopped since then. All the broken cards that they've made, and that they've refused to limit or restrict when they first came out. You know, some of these cards, if they were just limited and restricted when they first came out, it would actually be fun. Like, you know, you'd still have power cards in the game, and the game needed it because it wasn't really explosive, and really bad people hate that the game's not explosive and you actually have to try the entire game. I can't help it. It pisses me off because the game was really good before 6 Stamps came out, when it was, you know, it wasn't like insanely explosive then either. But, you know, it's whatever. And I'm digressing as well. But I don't agree with all the stuff they're doing now, but it's caused a lot of people to play, and the reason it has is because the gap in skill has definitely just decreased, because you don't have to be very good anymore because of all the broken plays that you can make, and that, you know, one bad play here might not matter because you have, you know, really broken cards and big cards that can make you come back from the disadvantages that you should be in but you're going to top out of it, or you're just going to draw out of it into some broken combo. It's not fair. But I mean, if it causes people to play and they're making money off of it, who am I to judge? But that's the end of this series. There was a video of Maddie's Daddy 12 in here. I just want to point that out. But he decided that he wanted to be an old man and ramble on for 6 minutes, and it wouldn't fit in my video, so he got taken out. Plus my ringtone went off during the video, so yeah, I couldn't use it. So that's it for this. I'm really going to try to get started on the history of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. My friend's bi-term class ends on our spring break, which is March 5th through the 9th. So hopefully I will have that up and running by then. I know it's a long wait, but you know, it'll be a good series of videos if I can get it up and running. And that's it. Driz out.